Well, patch 5.0.4 is finally live. Now we've got AoE looting, and I finally get to see the awesome new Denounce ability that they've given to Paladins. But it's come with a disappointment for me, which I'm now in a very good position to illustrate. I've made posts about it in the past, I've mentioned this issue in a previous video, I've said it before, and I'm going to say it again. It flat out sucks that Holy doesn't have any AoE damage abilities. The one AoE damage ability that we have, Seal of Righteousness, it's not cutting it. The only thing it's good for is tagging enemies. And this is terrible because even when you're not trying, when you're soloing, there are going to be situations where you're absolutely mobbed. If you're Protection or Retribution, it's cool. Bust out things like Divine Storm, Hammer of the Righteous, oh yeah, and Holy Wrath and Consecration too. But if you're Holy, you're out of luck. I was crossing my fingers that Blizzard would at least make Consecration baseline again, and there's still plenty of opportunity for them to do that. But I've thought of an even better solution, which I am now going to pitch. Think all the way back to vanilla. We had a lot of seals and no on-demand damage abilities. This was, of course, a terrible, boring combat system. But the one silver lining was that there was a lot of seals and therefore a lot of variety. These different seals did a lot of different things, like restore mana, restore health, increase your attack speed, stun the enemy. And probably it was that variety that made someone at Blizzard think, hey, this is actually a pretty decent idea. Of course they were wrong. And when Cataclysm rolled around and they finally took the cooldown off of Exorcism, seals pretty much ceased to be relevant for Holy Specs. Right now I'm thinking that there's a fast, easy way for them to make seals relevant for Holy once again. Make the behavior of the Denounce spell depend on which seal you have active. If you've got Seal of Righteousness active, then it deals AoE damage. If you've got Seal of Truth active, it deals more single-target damage. If you've got Seal of Insight active, then it has a telluric currents-like effect. I'd like to add that when I saw Shaman and Priests get these damage for mana mechanics in Cataclysm, I thought that it was an excellent, fun idea for healers, and I was hoping Paladins would get something similar. I was pretty disappointed. The more I think about this Seal plus Denounce solution, the more I like it. I mean, it makes seals relevant, it gives Paladins something they need, it increases the fun factor. I honestly don't see why Blizzard doesn't do this. I wasn't really expecting Blizzard to let the game go live without giving Holy Paladins some kind of AoE damage tools. It's really not like them to drop the ball like that. They've been doing a lot of things to make the game more fun and more convenient. Another thing which I'm hoping that they get rid of or change is Glyph of Harsh Words. At this point, getting this glyph is the only way a Holy Paladin can give themselves something damaging to spend Holy Power on while they're soloing. Before this glyph, there was nothing whatsoever that a Holy Paladin could do to increase their damage while soloing. Glyph of Word of Glory notwithstanding. What this glyph looks like to me is something that a Paladin absolutely has to get while they're soloing. When you finally queue for a dungeon, you have to spend Dust of Disappearance to get rid of this glyph and get something that'll help you in that dungeon. There really aren't supposed to be any must-have glyphs or must-have talents, so I'm hoping and expecting that Blizzard will turn this into a passive ability that Holy Paladins only have. Speaking of passive abilities, take a look at my spellbook. For some reason, it says I have Sanctity of Battle. Why is this in a Holy Paladin spellbook? Blizzard, I would like to trade this for Consecration, please. Here's hoping that a video will call it to Blizzard's attention, and they'll be able to do something about it soon, preferably before the next patch. I mean, if I'm going to level up as Holy, I'd like to level up while I've got that AoE in my spellbook. If they add the AoE after I'm already level 90, it's more or less too late. So please, Blizzard, don't wait too long on this one.